Hello, everybody. Welcome to S'more Talk. I am your host, S'more, and these are our guests, Jacoby and Ethan. And today we're going to be talking about a pretty serious subject, and it has to do with SAISD, the San Angelo School District, taking school lunches and closing lunches, closed campus lunch. That is what it has to do with. We're just going to be talking about what's going on and our opinions on it. Also, why open campuses should be brought back. Do you have any reasons why? Actually, should we talk about the reasons that they closed it first of all?
Yeah, I feel like that would be better.
Okay, let's. Why did they close it?
Why did they close it?
Yeah, why did they close campus?
Multiple reasons. This is what my dad said. He told me that one of the reasons why, or the main issue, like the main thing why they closed it is more students in class, more time in class. That's all. It's always what it's been about. It's more time in class. That's like the big issue. As far as that's what I've been told.
You also have kids not coming back after lunchtime, so they're just
Skipping.
Kids skipping was a big major one. Or letting them back in when it was like sixth period already.
Yeah, letting them back in. Now that is on the school district.
That's a security issue.
That is a security issue, and that is also on the school district. That was not on us, if that makes sense. If anything, to fight against that, you could have punished those people and threatened them with a suspension instead of closing campuses for everybody, making it unfair. It just doesn't make sense.
Why should a handful of people ruin it for everybody? If they've had a history of it, they should. This is something that I believe should be implemented. If you have a history of being an ISS for multiple reasons, and if it has to do with skipping, violence, anything like that, they should have a history behind it so they can just check it once you get put in ISS, or when they're coming back, if you get pulled aside, they're like, hey, why are you coming back? And let's say that they're already suspended, and they come back, they're like, hey, why are you here? And then they check the student, and they realize that they have a history of violence. They could be taken out of school, and that could prevent a fight in the middle of the class.
So basically watch the bad kids, basically?
Yeah. Last year, this happened not just at Lakeview, but at Central in real life. I watched it happen. I saw a person last year literally just walk up into Lakeview, and no one noticed him. And this is a full-grown adult. This was somebody's parent age. He was 20s. He just walked up, and no one batted an eye. You know the separation between the main building and the E building?
Yeah.
You know
where most kids walk through?
Side gates.
That's where some 20-year-old person just walked in.
Wow.
Did he walk into classrooms, or was he just walking around?
He was just walking around.
I don't think closing school lunch could do anything about that though, because I'm pretty sure anybody could open that door that has the brain power to. I don't think that's a open campus problem.
It's more of a security
that is a
measure.
security problem. That is not open campus problem. If there was more security around the doors, like the gates and stuff, wherever somebody could walk in, that would help a lot. Again, that had nothing to do with open campus lunch. That could have happened at any time of the school day. So do we have any other reasons why they closed it?
What I heard is there's a rumor that they're just testing it out. It's not a legitimate thing that they're doing. It's like an experiment. For some project.
That's what they're treating us like.
I've heard it's more of your reasoning, and then a big reason was because there were just kids not coming back after lunch.
Seat time.
Yeah.
Oh, it's not seat time, it's class time. Because for some reason there's different things. It's like seat time, class time, whatever.
Yeah. But why not punish those specific people that do that? I don't understand. Punish those people, suspend those people.
And that goes back to what I said. Why should a handful of kids ruin it for everybody? If you know these kids and you know what they've done, why are you punishing the entire school for doing this?
It can go both ways, though, because you could have the parents, students getting mad at the school for only picking on them, because the students can turn it into a way where the school's just picking on them.
That can also go back to how you raise them.
So that's more of a personal problem.
Yeah.
That has nothing to do with the school district. I think that they could have handled this a lot more differently instead of closing campus for everybody, ruining it.
I think if the school district informed everybody about this in advance instead of hey, guess what? You're enclosed now.
Yeah.
And have enough time for us to make adequate adjustments.
That would have been a lot.
But
a lot
we
more
got
better.
slapped in the face like it's a tortilla.
Tortilla. But
Like the lunch ladies.
the lunch ladies.
That's why we didn't have enough food, was because it was so unprepared and they weren't ready for that. That is why kids are saying they didn't have enough food. It's because they were not ready for all the food.
Another thing about maybe not even people just skipping, but also people just being a little bit late to class, stuff like that.
The kids who don't care.
Well, not even the kids who don't care, but kids that would go get lunch, go drive to Chick-fil-A, the new one that opened and stuff like that. They'd just be late to class, or they'd be bringing food to class, which wasn't accepted. Which I don't know why that was. That was kind of a little.
I mean, it's because some teachers see it as a distraction. Because, as soon as some kids see food, that's all they care about. They're asking them for the food and all that.
Yeah, especially like when you open a pack of gum and everyone's like swarming it.
That could have been caused by the cut lunchtime that we had last year too.
Yes.
We did
Oh,
have
yeah.
cut lunchtime.
3 years ago, we had
An hour.
like an hour and 5 minutes, hour and 10 minutes, and you cut that down to almost 40 minutes.
It was like it was. I thought it was just 45. Was
It's
it 40?
45. It's 45 because A lunch has more time than B lunch.
B lunch,
is
A
shorter.
lunch has like 54 minutes.
That's crazy.
B lunch has, wait, did I say A lunch?
A lunch has more time than B lunch.
They have like 10 minutes more than we do. And which makes no sense because, in my opinion, B lunch has a lot more kids. This is what my dad said, and I think it's pretty logical. But at the same time, I don't know if it has adequate. I don't think they would have good enough adjustments. 3 different lunches. You got lower classmen, like freshmen, sophomores, A lunch, B lunch, juniors, C lunch, seniors.
That would cause a lot of.
That's what bigger schools do.
That's what bigger schools
Like
do.
5A, 6A, and my dad went to like a 6A school in high school,
Okay.
so that's what he went to. That's what he was saying.
I see where he wants it to go, but like, if we had 3
Our senior
separate
class
lunches,
isn't that big anymore, so I
We're-
think it'd just be a waste of time.
we're like 150 or something like that. We're not very huge.
It used
Yeah.
to be like 200 to 300.
Dude.
If I think we should just stick to 2 and just combine, like you said, sophomores, freshmen, juniors, and seniors,
Yeah.
and just keep it like
keep
that.
it as we
Yeah,
are.
keep it
Yeah.
that way, and then the more responsible side, seniors, juniors should be able to go out
Based off their
Um,
GPA.
It could, yes, that
Their
can happen too.
attendance and all
But
that.
the thing is, what they would argue against that is probably we can't catch everybody, either this and that. What we could really do is have somebody at the front, and then that checks in all the seniors
Like
and the
the golf
juniors,
cart lady?
like the golf call.
They could
yeah,
like
yeah.
walk out into the parking lot, and then she
Slow
asks
down.
for your name, and then if you have a good attendance, good grades, good GPA, then she says you can leave.
Or you can only leave through the front door, and you have somebody there that checks if you're a senior or a junior.
Or that could block parents coming in to pick up their kids or whatnot.
No, that can. I mean, like, if there's a parent there, the kid could just say, "Oh, that's my mom," and then they walk with their mom.
But you also have to remember, we have a reason at school to make sure that that's actually your parent, and you're just not walking off with just someone else.
Like your
Yeah.
uncle.
Yeah. Okay, what about food trucks? Because we're apparently, as I've
That's
heard,
state law.
That something about state law.
No, that's a state law. The only reason why Central gets away with it is because that river, that road on the river isn't within school property.
Yeah.
So it's city property. So that means they're just basically laughing at them. Like, you can't touch me because I'm on city grounds. Which they are right.
They are right.
But if that's the case, the only reason... Oh, wait, never mind.
because
The reason why we got away with it is because we were an open lunch.
yeah.
Open campus.
And now if we wanted a food truck, you can't really place it anywhere except in an awkward position because that road to the school and parking lot, that's
Mhm.
campus.
Yeah.
So you can't park anywhere except you could park where all the kids are parking next to the neighborhood. But then that'd be
That
really
wouldn't-
awkward.
I guess now we should talk about the reasons.
The elephant in the room.
The elephant in the room. The reasons why we should bring back open campus. Do you have any reasons before I start? Because
I'll let you go first.
okay. Well, before I start talking about how, it's unequal to Central and they're making this, they're only pushing it upon Lakeview and treating us like the red-headed stepchild, what I instead talk about first is how crowded the lunches are. So people have been saying this, and you know what SAISD's solution to it was? Put more chairs and tables.
I think they put like I think they put
chairs
like
that can fit
five.
6 or 8 people.
Like,
I've seen them pushing it to 10, and then it gets
I've seen
really
that too.
it's got
I've
really
seen that
crowded.
too. Like they turn like a can of sardines.
Yeah.
it is not, putting more chairs and tables is not going to help this situation
Because
at
there
all. What I'm trying to say here is it's already crowded. Adding chairs and tables isn't going to help. There are people in cutting in lunch lines, groups cutting in lunch lines, causing basically havoc.
It looks like this.
It looks
By the
like
way.
this. It looks like this in the lunch lines.
And this isn't just some joke I'm making. This is real.
This is real.
This is literally what it looks like.
I've seen a group this big just cut in front of everyone
Yeah.
else, and
Like a
then
mob.
it gets squished.
This is a true story. I'm not naming names, but has been a lot of occurrences like this exact situation that has happened. There's a group of kids that cuts in front of line, and then already that is happening every day. People are just getting more aggravated about it. They're getting more mad about it, and they say something, right? Because someone cut in front of you. The people that cut in front of them argue back. And then it's a back and forth, and they almost got in a fight. That is going to happen more and more because people are going to get more mad and mad over the same thing that happens over and over again. It's only going to get worse. How do you fix that problem? You let people get out. It's not as crowded. You open campus because less people are going to be in the lunchroom, and that won't be as much of a problem.
the kids would be dispersed, is what he's saying. It would be spread out.
That's exactly what I'm saying.
And it gives the lunch ladies more time to prepare more food instead of having to go back while kids are still rushing in.
Exactly. But that's one of the reasons that they should bring back. That is one of my reasons that we should bring back school, open campus lunches. Do y'all have any reasons we should bring it back?
I mean, you've really hit it.
I really,
You really
You
did
really
hit it.
just
You really
hit. I
did
mean,
it.
you really got straight to the point. So that's one of the biggest reasons why. Yeah.
it spreads inequality, and it's causing Central people to make fun of Lakeview.
Now they can also say back to you that Central's lunch is not big enough, but we can say our cafeteria is not big enough to fit us. But they are a bigger school than us at the same time.
Yes.
As multiple people and Ethan especially have said, that is what old ASU was.
Mhm.
So they get to fit more kids, but not enough room in the cafeteria. It is smaller than the lunch itself, than their school.
Why do they get to slap us in the face? Well, and we just take it.
It's because, let's be honest here, SAISD.
Excuse me. The majority of the school board, guess where they graduated from? Central.
Okay, well, okay.
Now, there was one dude, and I don't know his name. He did graduate from Lakeview, and he's trying to fight for us. For whoever you are, I salute you and I thank you for stepping up to do what is right. To
And
prevent this discrimination against Lakeview. Because I am tired of this, quite frankly. Why are we always the ones having to take it?
Yeah.
We're getting made fun of every day. To the point where it's so bad that even some Central kids are saying, okay, this is unfair. That's how bad it's getting. And we need to change it.
And it's always been like that.
Now, Sandra Live, I do respect y'all because y'all are promoting us. I have seen y'all's posts continuously on Facebook. I've seen it. Thank you.
Jacob, what do you have to say?
About the inequality that's happening?
And another thing for discrimination is, this is what I heard. I don't know if it's 100% true. I need to fact check, and I'll come back to you about that. The superintendent paid for Central's band trip to Disneyland out of his own pocket. Well, we asked for the same thing for Mariachi, who has been making the uprise throughout the years. We asked him the same, what was the word for it? Like,
Equality.
quality.
The same
And
attention.
he said, no. Central High School remains an open campus due to cafeteria capacity. The district plans for Central to transition to a closed campus when a new cafeteria is built, which will seat approximately 860 students. This project is expected to be completed in about 3 years.
Three.
The time that Moran's kids are going to be graduating.
We'll already
Or
be long
graduating.
gone.
We'll already be long gone.
We'll have jobs and we'll move on, and then then Lakeview will still have to deal with closed campus.
This goes into what I'm about to say right now. I saw a lot of people go up to the board meeting, and one of the quotes that everybody knows is "Stop treating Lakeview like the red-headed stepchild." And it's hard for you to say that that's not true whenever you do something like this. You say you're going to make it equal. You say you're going to do it for both schools. You know, we're going to close campuses for both schools for lunch. And then you only do it for one. Why not hold it off? You know, save the controversy.
Realize that it's not going to work right now, but it could work in the future.
Like,
And why not just build off onto the cafeteria while school is still going? Just leave open campus lunch for
Like running
everyone.
it through a simulator. Like seeing if it could work.
but they didn't do that. What they did is
Rolled the dice.
they rolled
They
the
just rolled
dice, and they only put that rule onto Lakeview.
And
Now-
it's made it worse for us.
It has. And what does that say? What does that say to us? We are not equal. We are not equal to Central. And I am not targeting Central at all. People that are watching this from Central, I'm not saying that at all. SAISD is treating your school better than Lakeview when it should be equal, especially since they said they would close both campuses. If you're going to close both of them, then you might as well close them at the same time instead of doing something like this and restricting kids from being equal. It's very unfair. They know it's unfair.
If you have multiple parents and students showing up to a board meeting saying how unfair it is, and then you still sit there and allow it, that should just say a lot for just Lakeview in general.
It should.
And what SISD thinks about us.
Let's be honest here. SAISD knows it's unfair, but they don't care. They don't care about your opinion. They don't care if you go up to the board meeting and tell them how unfair and unequal it is. You going up, using your voice, doesn't matter. People using their voices to try to change what is going on, it doesn't matter to them because it's not a big deal to them, but for us it is. SAISD knows it's unfair. And they're not going to listen to your voices. The only way that we're going to make them listen is if we do something about it.
Band together and protest. Instead of sitting here and doing what the seniors did and just stay at home. I gave the idea of saying, let's actually protest at SISD, get the news organization on us so that can feed into SISD to having to actually do something for us instead of just having seniors stay home. Because you know what that the school shows? It just shows, oh hey, maybe they're sick. Maybe it's a family emergency.
Yeah.
Now if you walk off campus, that might say something, but that's a lot more difficult to pull off.
If you want to change what is happening right here, because they're not going to listen to us, we have to protest. Now, there's some seniors at our school that tried to protest, and it did not work out very well. The way they tried to protest was they were going to either not show up to school that day and walk out of lunch, and then not come back.
It was show up first period and leave second and just not come back.
It was not planned very well. It was not executed right.
What they're saying is if they walk off campus and they get absences, if they do that enough, the school district is just going to smile at them and be like, well, you're not graduating.
So let me tell you people a better way to do this, okay? So instead of bringing actually Lakeview involved into this is not Lakeview's fault. This is SAISD we're talking about here. Instead of walking out of school trying to protest at Lakeview, we need to protest against SAISD. Now, it can't just be seniors, it can't just be the students, it has to be parents too. And it has to be the citizens of San Angelo.
The community.
As a community, we need to come together. As a community, as citizens, we all need to come together. This is not going to work if all of us don't come together. All of us need to form a union. We all need to form a community. And once we do that, we need to set plans. We need to set dates of when this protest will happen. A protest. We need to protest against SAISD. Let me be clear on this before anybody accuses me of anything. I do not condone any violence. I do not condone people destroying property. Okay? I do not accept any of that. That is not what I'm trying to say. What I am saying that is totally separate. That is not
only make the situation 10 times worse than it was. If we are peaceful and we show what we want, they will be more likely to listen instead of us going in there and loitering, burning buildings, and like destroying anything of property. They will not listen to us.
Form a peaceful protest against SISD. Go in front of their building, protest school lunches to be brought back, for open campus lunches to be brought back.
Especially Central kids. If they
Especially
join in,
Central.
they will listen in more because Central's the one that has open campus.
Yes.
And if Central is joining with Lakeview, then it really shows the problem they have.
And it brings up, it makes the message even more powerful. Now, to all my Central people out there, to freshmen and to anybody that will go to Central in the future, this is very important because you are on the list. You are next for this limit of freedom that we are facing.
And for the kids coming to Lakeview, you need to join in this protest to help this cause and bring it back to what it used to be more equal and fair for both schools, and so that we can both have open lunches together.
And justice.
To anybody going to Lakeview, to anybody going to Central, to all of our future students in San Angelo, listen to me and listen to what I'm about to say very closely. You only have one senior year. It's not very long, and it's shorter than you think. What I'm saying is, we don't have much time to do this. What are you going to do with the last year of school you ever have? What are you going to do with it? To anybody that has the brain power, to anybody that has the intellect to fight, anybody, students, parents, even teachers that have any kind of will to fight, has to fight against this. It couldn't be more clear cut. With the way things are going, everything we had is over. All the freedom we had is over. Everything good is over. Forget about it. In less than a decade, the students in this school district are going to be controlled puppets that are taught to shut up and accept what they're against. Taught that their voices don't matter, that their voices cannot shape their future. This is the future. This is the present of our siblings and our children. Stripped freedom, crowded lunches, people getting confrontational, an increased risk of violence, and it's only going to get worse from here. We're fighting for our rights here. We're fighting for our freedom here, people. The question is, are you people willing to fight for your future? Or are we just going to be silenced by the over-controlling school district known as SAISD? Bring back school lunches.
We must unify.
And it's not just happening in Lakeview. It will soon happen to Central.
It will soon happen to
other
Central.
schools. We are just the beginning. We're the first domino to fall.
We are the warning. We are the warning.
If we do not come together now, then you will have to accept what we are, and we do not want that. We want to change for a better school and to have it all come back for freedom and all.
Well, what is happening to us right now will be the same for you in 3 years.
And if we do not fight now, then this whole thing is pointless. You've hit everything. I mean, if we really do not speak out our voices, we'll be losing our power that we have over more powerful people. And we'll just have to follow like obedient sheep in a farm. As a future parent, would you really want your kids to go to a school that is not free?
Wouldn't it be better just to homeschool them and not give money to the school district?
We should have brought that up. There are
Exactly.
more kids going to homeschool than to go to school
Yeah.
because
And
they
it's
don't have open lunch.
It's because of stuff like this. It's exactly because of stuff like this.
The increase of kids going to homeschool instead of having to actually go to school is because of closed lunch, and we're losing our voice to do what we want.
We don't have a voice in anything anymore. Like I told everybody before, the only thing that we can do, the only way that we're going to have any hope of changing what is going on right now is if we peacefully protest against SAISD. That is the only way. They will not listen to us. At a board meeting, they don't care. They know they don't care. They know it's wrong. They know it's unfair. They know all of this is just unequal. They know it's unequal, and they don't care about your opinion.
And they sit there and smile and just listen, and then they move past it.
So what are you gonna do? Are you gonna sit there in silence, or are we as a community going to come together and fight back against this inequality and restriction on our freedom? That is all I have to say.
Yeah.
That is where I stand.
And that's where we will continue.
Also, to the people who are scared of repercussion, I've heard people say that they don't want to protest or nothing because they're in athletics and that's gonna do something to them. Let me reassure you real quick.
that they cannot touch you.
They cannot do anything about that. Our First Amendment right protects our right to protest. our freedom of speech, our freedom of expression. And under our First Amendment right, we cannot be punished
For
by,
peaceful
by
protest.
peacefully protesting. We're scared too. We're scared too. I'm scared to post this. I don't know what kind of feedback I'm gonna get from the public and everybody.
Oh yeah.
But at this point, I feel cornered. I think all of us feel cornered.
Why do you
Everybody feels cornered
do
because
you
we
think
don't
that's
have a
what came to
voice.
That's why we three came together to talk about this.
That is exactly why we came together to talk about this, because nobody is being listened to.
As much as we are worried that for our feedback we're going to get personally criticized for it, we're still going to continue and keep posting until something does change.
This is something worth fighting for. It is up to us as a community to fight against this and come together. It is up to us as a community. We can't do anything about it. That is up to you, the viewer, and everybody that is in San Angelo to stand up against this.
If you do not stand up with us, then this is all pointless to each other, and then we will have to stick there and keep listening to things as a sheep instead of having our power come back to us with our speech.
As student athletes, you need to stand up and quit being afraid of coaches. And if they do kick you out of athletics, remember this. You are fighting for something better than yourself. You are not bigger than the program. This is for everybody in the community as a whole. Do not be selfish. Stand up for what you know is right.
I actually do have something else to say regarding that. This is, in a way, you can kind of compare this to the MLK protests.
They boycotted.
They-
They protested peacefully. They didn't riot, and it got fixed.
Yes,
they did it
but-
all together as a community.
But they also had actual repercussions. They knew that they knew the consequences. They knew that they could die doing this. They would be beat by racist people. And they still did it because it was for their freedom. They knew what was right. It was for their freedom. They fought for what they wanted, and that's the same exact thing that we should do as a community. This is S'more on S'more Talks. This is Jacoby. This is Ethan. And we hope that this message is taken in the right way and we're able to make change. That is it.